So what states do not tax retirement income and Social Security? Pretty good question. I guess you're moving, right? As a lot of you are. I'll give you the broad stroke of that. Did a little research on that, but you know, to give the specific states, there's a lot of those states. We'll go over that and the details of that and what I believe that question really means and what you should be thinking about after this. So the answer is 13 states currently do not tax retirement income. You can send me an email, stan@theannuityman.com. I'll send you those 13. And over 40 do not tax Social Security. But I think both of those are kind of loaded. I mean, those are static answers. There's a lot more ways, as you know, that the government is going to come at you to get your money if you've worked hard, done it the right way, scrimped and saved, done without, and now you have this huge nest egg. You know, I do matriculate towards states that do not have state taxes. You know, I live most of my days in Florida. Our offices, which is where I'm there 1 to 2 weeks every month, that's in Nevada. Those are two states that are pretty tax friendly, but there's nowhere to hide. And I think going forward in this country, there's a lot more people that don't have anything compared to a lot of people that have some things and have money. It's no political comment to that. I'm contractual. I'm not Republican or Democrat. Things happen. I mean, twists of fate happen. Work hard, majored in the right thing, illness, sickness, family, whatever, might have you in the situation that you're in. I always say the best business model to be in is the inheritance business. I mean, my two daughters, great business model. They're going to get it all. I've worked hard for it. My wife has put up with me, so she's worked hard for it. She's half owner of this business, and it's a big one. We're the top agents in the country for fixed annuities, licensed in all 50 states and Puerto Rico. Okay, but I keep saying this. I've said this a lot. I did this on a video recently, just a little smidget of it, and I got hammered with people's comments. And I said, you know, don't let the IRS live in your head for free. And the comment was, well, it sounds like they're living in your head for free. No, they're not. Personally, they're not. I'm trying to help my clients and the quadrillion of clients and people out there that listen to me and follow me to say, hey, there's all kinds of things. There's IRMA. We're not going to go into IRMA right now, which is a whole made-up way to tax you, and people are all concerned about coming over under certain thresholds so they won't get taxed. That's just the IRS living in your head for free. You know, I'm not a big proponent of Roth conversions. If you have it, great. I think you're grandfathered in. That's great. But I want you to run the math numbers before you do it, because you're paying a lot of upfront taxes for the hope that the government doesn't pull the rug out from under you. A long time ago, you know, there was a politicians that stand up and was, you know, we're not going to tax Social Security. We're not going to do it. And come on now. I mean, I didn't say 50. I mean, they have figured it out, and some states are taxing more than others. And I do think that in the future there will be a flight. There will be tax-friendly states, maybe tax-free states. I think you're seeing that now with some the flight of people from New York to, say, Florida or Tennessee, which is has no taxes, or people going from California to Nevada. Same thing. You cannot aggressively tax people and not expect them to do something about it. Okay. Now let's talk about annuities and how they can address this taxation issue. I think one of the more unique products out there is MYGAs, multi-year guarantee annuities, which is the annuity industry version of a CD. If you go to my site, you'll see a live feed of what's available in your state, but you can use non-IRA, non-qualified checking account type money, buy a MYGA, and the interest grows and compounds tax deferred. Can you take interest out? With most of them you can. But a lot of people just want to lock and load, just let it compound and let it roll and just keep rolling those MYGAs in perpetuity, and you can do that. And that's a way to lower your taxes. Also, too, with like immediate annuities, if you're using non-IRA, non-qualified checking account type money, the income coming to you is a combination of return of principal plus interest, so you're only paying a portion of the taxes on that interest portion. In the business, they call it the exclusion ratio, which means in essence, in English, a large part of that lifetime income, because its principal is excluded from taxes. Qualified longevity annuity contracts can be used inside of IRAs. They're called QLACs, traditional IRAs, so that the amount in that QLAC is not used to calculate your required minimum distributions when you turn that age. I mean, there's some tax benefits using annuities, but are you going to, people call me all the time, well, I don't want to pay, I just really don't want to pay taxes. Well, there's a lot of charlatan idiots out there that will tell you that they have it. One of the ones that drives me crazy is they say, buy this life insurance product and you can get lifetime income tax-free. No, that's a loan. That's a loan. That's not income. When you go to the bank and get a loan, that's not income. That's a loan. When you buy a life insurance policy and get a loan, that's not income. That's a loan. But I love the semantics, the word games that agents and advisors play, because it's the reason the supplement industry is so big. I've got this pill, and if you take it, you're going to have six-pack abs within 7 days. Well, you're going to sell a lot of those pills. Now, you're not going to get a lot of reorders, but initially, you're going to sell a lot of pills. Now, in that life insurance sale, they don't care about reorders. They've made their money on you, and you bought the dream. You're the sucker. But there's no way to get around it. AAA municipal bonds, back in the day when I was with Morgan Stanley, managed those, tax-free income, but they're hard to find now. My comment to you is live your life. There's 3 phases of retirement: a go-go, slow-go, and no-go. And we know what that is. Go-go is probably right now you're feeling pretty good. You can do things. You can travel. Do it. Slow-go, you got 1 or 2 bars beside the toilet to get you down slowly, right? Nod your head. And then no-go, you're drooling on yourself and crapping your pants. That's it. It's time to live your life. It's time to fly first class before your kids will. Annuities can create that income floor in combination with Social Security, a pension if you're so fortunate, dividend stocks, side hustle, rental homes, whatever, so that money coming in every single month is not affected by wars or by Republicans versus Democrats. Who cares? In chapter 2 of your life, you cannot care about that. You've got to focus on what you're doing. A lot of what I'm doing now with my videos, I'm kind of Stan the Motivator. Tony Robbins with contractual guarantees, but I got some good Tony Robbins stories. One of these days I'll tell him, but I used to use a studio that he used in Las Vegas, and all I can tell you is that he required the studio to be 58 degrees or he would just do a full sweat. He'd sweat through his clothes. He has some glandular thing. He's like 6'9" or something. I'm 6'6". But I walked in there one day after he shot. I'm like, what are we doing? You can see your breath comes almost. It's like, no, this is crazy. But Tony Robbins is live your life and live it better. I've got a way to do it contractually and put that foundation in place so that you can go live your life. And we can structure it so that the kids will be taken care of if something happens to you. We can do that. I would encourage you to go to my site at theannuityman.com, download the books, run the quotes. You can contact me direct, Stan at theannuityman.com. Currently I get, 300 to 400 emails a day, but I'll get to you. I don't have a life, been married 37 years, 62 years old at the time of this taping, but I love what I do. I don't need to do it, but I love what I do because we're squashing all of those bad sales pitches out there. We're stripping this down to what annuities should be, which is contractual guarantees. You don't know for what they will do, not what they might do. One last thing, spinning above my head is a video that I just did on lifetime income and how artificial intelligence will affect it. Not might, not should, not maybe, will. The only question is the timing. But as we know with artificial intelligence, it's moving quicker than we all believe. So that's worth watching because if you're looking for lifetime income, right now is a good time to look at it because I think the life expectancy tables are a bargain. All right? My name is Stan the Annuity Man. See you next time.